Nice move in here on the week and in the day in here for Hood, up around 514 from yesterday's trading session. We're going to take these 2 weeks here in early April and then that late March week right here. These 2 weeks, these are going to be considered outliers. So we're going to use our trend lines here at different touch points because we like where this trend is heading better rather than making a harsh trend line right here, which we could. But again, we want to give ourselves a little bit of room here on the weekly, especially when we're pushing this far out. So we're going to use this trend line here. And you can kind of see that this right here, this 57, 56 area, it doesn't really mash up well on the weekly, but we're going to dig into that here in a second on the daily. But the points here on the weekly chart that we're going to be watching is going to be this major resistance up here, right around that 67 mark. And then the support down here is going to be right at this 52s. So on the weekly chart, those are going to be the supports and resistances here that we're going to be looking at. So basically you have $5 resistance here, and then all the way down to the 52 is about $10 support range in here. Now, if we go to the daily chart, we can go back to that 56, 57 level again that we just mentioned. That's because that's where we had a gap up, right? So you had that gap up back in February. Obviously, we filled that, but that is going to be another place of support for us here, an immediate support on the daily chart. So perhaps we will be respecting this trend line as we work our way down. That is, if we're going to continue to stay overbought here. On the daily, you can see our RSIs through the roof up here. If we continue to stay above this and we start working our way back down, the RSI is high. Obviously, we're going to pull back a little bit, and then we're going to see if we respect this 57. If not, then we're going to be worrying about this 52 here. And also on the daily, you can see that your resistance is up here right around that 66 as well. We go all the way to the 30-minute chart here. You can see what happened on the day. Obviously, just a big move in here in the overall market, and just a nice $5 move in here, stayed above that 9-day EMA on the 30-minute all the way into close, even though we did have that last break in here, that last little pullback of $1 by the end of the day, that last 30 minutes, but that's fine. And basically, we are holding that 9-day EMA here in after hours. So we're currently trading right around that 62.50 mark. So all in all, pretty decent move on the day and on the week overall. But again, that 57, 56, the reason that we have that drawn there is because of that gap fill back here in February, and that is looking like a place that's going to be our first support. Below that, it is at 52, and then we're watching that the 67 area up here as our major resistances. Now, if we go to the IV, we can see that we have an IV ranking here of 17, obviously 2 green weeks. That is what's going to do that. That's what's going to happen to the IV. You're going to get sucked out, right? You have right around a $3 expected move by this Friday. That's your monthly expiration. So you got a lot of volume in here. Basically, you can kind of get in and out, whatever you want to do. Next week, right, everybody's pricing in right around a $5 expected move. You go all the way out to June, right around a $9 expected move in here. So we're going to see what happens throughout the week. But again, decent move in here so far for Hood. And those levels that we're watching yet again, 66, 67, that's going to be your resistance up here. We're about $5 away from it. That first support is going to be that 57, 56 because of that daily gap fill. And then on the weekly, we're looking here right around that 52 area for our last support. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.